Brethren, I bid you well, and I send you my best wishes from myself and the Provincial team. This is my first Christmas message to you. It is now some 8 months since I was afforded the great honour of becoming the Provincial Grand Master of Devonshire. During the year, the Provincial team has done its best to support you, and I'd particularly like to thank my Assistant Provincial Grand Masters, Charlie Yelland, Andrew Vodden, Ruben Ayres and Timothy Goder, our newly appointed Deputy Provincial Grand Master Richard Ebury, for their incredible commitment and support. At Provincial Grand Lodge in April, I shared my vision to build a better Masonic future so that others may derive the same enjoyment from our wonderful order as we have, and to create a legacy moving forward. I outlined our main priorities: increasing the number of our members, paying attention to our buildings, and strengthening ties between the craft and the Royal Arch. These will not change for the duration of my tenure. The strategy is closely aligned to that of the United Grand Lodge of England, and indeed the strategy laid out by our Programme Master. Commencing on members, I encourage you all to look out for potential candidates to join us. You have a key part to play in our attraction, particularly our light blues. They're the ones most likely to have friends and family who have not joined our wonderful order. Then, once they are initiated, we need to make sure that we keep them. And for that, we need the help of the whole lodge. There's a great emphasis on the dark blues to make the newcomers feel valued and welcome. The challenge then moves to retaining them, and for that, greater emphasis is placed on those of the dark blues. We need to make them feel warm, valued and welcome. The team have been working extremely hard to address this challenge over the last 9 months. I can advise that this approach is working. There is much to be encouraged about. Numbers are rising. Several lodges are following the advice offered by Grand Lodge by completing multiple and double ceremonies. It's gratifying that after years and years of declining numbers, we now seem to have some stability and our order is growing again. Moving on to buildings, you will have heard me speak and say that we need to look after our buildings and modernise them, and in certain cases to centralise. Again, there is much to be encouraged about. We have set up a team and a fund with a view to having a central facility in Plymouth. Very shortly, a separate team will be set up in the Torquay area. That indeed will have a separate fund on its own. The funds will be administered by the Provincial Grand Treasurer and will be ring-fenced only for a central facility in that area. Increased social events is entirely intentional to grow our order. We've had some enjoyable events in the last 8 months. A ball in Dawlish, a family fun day in Exeter, and a groundbreaking cathedral evensong where we were supported by the provinces of Somerset and Cornwall, and this was attended by our Assistant Grand Master David Medlock. I'm keen to try and include our families and friends in as many events as possible. This coming year there will be further events in Barnstable and Exeter, concluding with a cathedral service in Exeter. I've tried to visit all the corners of the province and lodges where the Provincial Grand Master is less often seen. I want to continue to do this, especially if your lodge has a special event. I would want to be there. I would encourage always greater engagement within the community. Many of you already do so much in this respect. Be proud of who you are and what we stand for. Our wake evenings are always a huge success. We donate to over 50 charities on 2 evenings per year. Another great initiative that you should be proud of. Finally, brethren, And most importantly, I want you to look after yourselves. I personally will continue to support the Chestnut Appeal, which is a prostate cancer charity. It encourages all men over the age of 50 to have a blood test and have their PSA levels checked. Please, if you've not had a PSA test, see your GP and have one. It can save lives. Every one of you is precious to this province and our order. If you won't do it for me, do it for your families. Christmas is the time to spend with your families, friends and loved ones. Spare a thought always for those less fortunate than ourselves and those who may be alone for the first time this Christmas. Make that call, particularly to a brother who's not attended lodge for some time. He will value that. Brethren, I thank you all for your support. And once again, I wish you and your families a peaceful and enjoyable Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. May the great architect of the universe bless you all.